What if the most beautiful sound you'll ever hear is designed to kill you? We all know the cliché, the mermaid on the rock, singing the sailor to his doom. It seems almost charming, a maritime miscommunication. Sorry, I thought you were asking for a date, not a drowning. But let's update that terror for a second. The creepiest thing isn't a song from a distant rock. It's when you're utterly alone and a whisper that sounds exactly like your own inner voice. The one that knows your deepest regret, your most secret wish, tells you to step closer to the edge. To open a door, to let it in. That is the true psychological horror of the siren's call. And this specific fear has been haunting humanity in shockingly similar ways across the globe.
From the vengeful mermaids of the Philippines who guard the coral depths, to the tragic river spirits of Germany, to the grotesque, taboo fish people of Japan, every culture that has faced the water has imagined a voice in it. And they all agree on one thing. It is not calling you home. It is calling you gone. This is not just about mythology. It is about the universal map we have drawn of our own temptations and the price of answering them. Let us listen for a moment to what these ancient warnings are really trying to tell us. Let us anchor ourselves with the Majandara. In Philippine mythology, particularly among Visayan cultures, they are not the romantic figures of later Western tales. They are beautiful, yes, often described as having luminous skin and hair like flowing seaweed, but they are unequivocally vicious. They are the perilous beauty of the ocean personified. Their primary tool is song, an irresistible auditory spell that short-circuits logic and lures fishermen away from safety. But here's a crucial detail that sets the stage for a global pattern. The Majandara is often seen as an environmental spirit. Their violence is not random cruelty. In many tellings, they are guardians. They drown those who disrespect the sea, who overfish, or who break taboos. They represent the sea's retribution. So the first lesson is this. In many ancient cultures, the siren is not just a predator. She is a consequence. Now let us sail west to the Mediterranean, to the source of the very word siren. In Greek mythology, the original sirens of Homer's Odyssey were not mermaids. They were bird women, creatures with the bodies of birds and the heads of women, perched on a shore lined with the bones of their victims. Their weapon. Also song. A promise of ultimate knowledge that made sailors leap to their doom. This is the classic template. A hybrid creature, a deadly song, and the peril of the voyage. But over centuries, a fascinating evolution occurred. As seafaring myths blended across Europe, the bird-like siren slowly merged with another figure, the mermaid. The beautiful fishtail form eventually became the standard vessel for this deadly enchantress. This shows how archetypes morph, adopting familiar imagery while keeping their core warning intact. We see a beautiful, localized variant in German folklore. The Lorelei. She is a spirit of the Rhine River, not the open sea. She sits on a specific rock, combing her golden hair and singing, causing boatmen to crash on the rocks. She adds a layer of melancholy, often said to be a betrayed woman transformed, tying personal tragedy to a curse upon men. Moving to Slavic lands, we encounter the Rusalka. Here, the archetype takes its most tragically human form. A Rusalka is often the spirit of a young woman who died a violent or untimely death near water, a suicide, a murder, a drowning. She is not born a monster but made into one by trauma. She lures men, especially unfaithful ones, to drown in a mirror of her own fate. The Rusalka teaches us that the Siren is a symbol of unresolved tragedy and vengeance, a ghostly reminder of societal wrongs done to women. Now, for a profound contrast, we voyage to Japan, to the Ningyo. This being shatters the beautiful seductress mold entirely. The Ningyo is often described as grotesque, a creature with a monkey's mouth, sharp fish teeth, and golden scales. Its voice is like a flute or a mournful bird. The key difference? It does not actively lure people. Its danger is passive and ritualistic. To catch a Ningyo is to invite catastrophic storms, famine, and curse upon your village. Its flesh, however, is said to grant immortality, a terrible paradox. The Ningyo is not an enchantress. It is a taboo, a natural symbol of forbidden knowledge, and the catastrophic cost of transgressing natural law. This completely reframes the archetype from a personal temptress to an impersonal, cosmic warning. She became a symbol of the Rhine's wild, untamable spirit, just as Germany was seeking its own folk soul. She is less an ancient pagan relic and more a 19th century construction of romantic tragedy used to mythologize the landscape itself. For the Slavic Rusalka, pinning a first event is trickier, as her roots are deep in pre-Christian agrarian folklore. However, a major crystallization occurs with Alexander Afanasyev's seminal collection, Russian Folk Tales, published between 1855–1867. Here, the archetype is codified. Her hidden history is profoundly tied to pagan death rituals. Rusalki were often associated with Rusalnaya week, a time to honor the dead, especially those who died unnaturally. They were not originally evil. They were spirits of the unsettled dead who needed appeasing. The later focus on their vengeance against men reflects a clash between old nature worship and new Christian morals, turning protective, if eerie, spirits into cautionary tales about female sexuality and untamed nature. Finally, we sail to Japan, where the Ningyo appears in one of the country's oldest chronicles, the Nihon Shoki, the Chronicles of Japan, completed in 720 CE. It tells of a creature caught in Hakata Bay, whose appearance presaged misfortune. This establishes the Ningyo not as a storyteller's fancy, but as a matter of historical record in the courtly imagination. Its hidden history is steeped in Shinto and Buddhist thought. As a hybrid being, it violated the boundaries of the natural order, making it a kagara, ritual impurity. Its capture was an omen because it signaled a rupture in the cosmic balance. The promise of immortality from its flesh is a Buddhist-inspired paradox, the ultimate selfish desire leading to ultimate suffering. The Ningyo is, therefore, a philosophical and religious artifact, a lesson on the dangers of transcending natural limits. So, what is the hidden history connecting them all? It is the story of how humans use myth to map the unknown. First, we name the literal danger, the rocky coast, the stormy sea, the treacherous river current. Then, we personify it, giving it a face and a song to explain its cruel caprice. Finally, we moralize it, loading the figure with our own societal fears of women's power, of untamed nature, of forbidden knowledge, of the souls we have failed to honor properly. From Homer's grieving bird women to the Ningyo's cosmic taboo, these sirens are more than seductresses. They are the evolving echo of human anxiety, cast into the deep. They remind us that every time we ventured into the unknown blue, we knew we might not return. And we created a beautiful, terrifying reason why. So what have we learned by mapping this archetype? First, the universal element is the perilous, captivating voice from the water. But the why behind the danger varies dramatically. The Magandara is often an environmental guardian. The Greek Siren offers fatal divine knowledge. The Lorelei and Rusalka are born from personal heartbreak and betrayal. The Ningyo is a walking natural disaster, a curse in physical form. This tells us that these stories are not primitive scare tales. They are complex narrative vessels. They carried warnings about the very real dangers of the sea for sailors. They personified the psychological pull of obsession and self-destructive desire. And importantly, they often served as cautionary tales for men about the mysterious and perceived dangers of the feminine unknown, or conversely, as narratives about feminine rage against injustice. The next time you hear a story of a mermaid's song, look beneath the surface. You're not just hearing a fairy tale. You're hearing an ancient echo, a reflection of humanity standing on the shore, gazing into the deep right, understanding that the most beautiful things in nature can also be the most deadly, and that every seduction carries with it a potential price. From the Majandara's reefs to the Lorelei's rock, these sirens are forever singing the same core truth. Beware the call of the unknown.
Thanks for watching. Hit that like button and share this video with someone who loves a good scare. Every tap and share helps us bring ye more terrifying true stories, disturbing encounters, and chillin' mysteries. Tales designed to keep ye up at night. This is Dark Hour Diaries, where your nightmares find a voice. Arr!